It's time for NFL Week 9. We got the Thursday Night Football preview, Week 9 trends, and some best bets. Let's freaking go! What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are here to talk some freaking football, baby. That's right, Week 9 is here. We are smack dab in the middle of the season. It's wild how fast it's gone, but we got some things to get into. With the Monday Night Football win last week, we were up 2.82 units. Hopefully, we can ride that momentum and have another good week. As you guys know, up over 10 units on my game bets. Knock on wood. Let's just keep it rolling. So, Ryan is out sick. He can't be on camera today. That's for sure. So he still gave me his head-to-head bet. So I'm still going to talk about it. You can pick Team Ryan or Team Steven. We'll get into all that. But man, the NFL's crazy. We got some teams making a move towards a playoff push. We got like the Bengals, and we got some teams that are just fading and selling fast. So big trades in the NFL, real quick. Josh Dobbs to the Vikings. I'm sure you heard about that. The big Leonard Williams to my Seattle Seahawks to anchor the middle of that line. Chase Young to the 49ers. Montez Sweat to the Bears. That's right. The Commanders were in sell mode. And then I think it was like a week ago, safety Byard from the Titans went over to the Eagles and had a pretty good game last weekend. So those are some of the big trades. I probably missed a couple of the smaller ones, but that's what's going on around the NFL. Just a heads up also, I am not going to be doing an NFL or NBA video for Thursday's games. It's a small slate. I think there's only like 4 games, and Ryan's not feeling good. He edits and helps these videos go. So that's just not going to happen. But real quick, I fell absolutely flat on my face in the NBA. It was unbelievable. Every team or player I bet on could not make a freaking shot. We're talking 4 of 29, 4 of 19. Anyways, I'm not here to rant about basketball. This is a football video, but it was bad. I'm going to own up to it, and we're going to keep grinding. But I'll put a short out for some best bets. I'll probably have 1 or 2 for Thursday's games, and then we'll be back in the big long video for Friday NBA. So in this video, Week 9 NFL trends. They are now 64-27 on the season. Pretty incredible. Thursday Night Football preview and best bet between the Titans and Steelers. Who, baby, is that a barn burner? And then Week 9 best bets, trends parlay. We got to get a winner. We got it the first week. We're due for another one. Head-to-head bet. It will just be me talking about it, but I will give you our head-to-head bet. And then we finish off with the bets recap, of course. So before we get into all this, be sure to hit that like button, guys. Subscribe if you are new to the channel as we head towards our first 8,000 subscribers. Man, I am ready to roll. By the way, leave a comment. If you have any time at all, just leave a comment. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, it's time. And let's start with that gold mine called the Week 9 Trends. All right, let's go. The gold mine is here. NFL Week 9 trends starting out with the Tennessee Titans and Pittsburgh Steelers combined to go under in 11 of 14 games. That total is 36.5. That is ugly. Chiefs 16-3 straight up after a loss since Mahomes became the starter. That is freaking unbelievable to me, honestly. Patriots just suck. 3-12 against the spread last 15 games. They are playing the Commanders. Commanders are plus 3.5 if you go against that trend or go with the trend. That's an ugly game in general, too. Minnesota and Atlanta have combined to go under in 11 of 14 games. And also, the Vikings, who are on the road, their totals in 3 road games 34, 32, and 34. We got a total of 37.5. My Seattle Seahawks 19-5 against the spread as underdogs of 4 or more points since October of 2011. How about that stat? And the Ravens 4-13 against the spread as a favorite of 4 or more. So both of those point towards taking the Seahawks plus 6. I do know there's also a trend out there for Lamar Jackson. He's just unbelievable versus NFC teams, I think it is. If you guys, just to kind of give you all the information. Bears 6-15 against the spread in their last 21 road games. They are plus 8.5. And then the Raiders under on their team total in every single game this season. Their team total is 19.5. Let's go to page 2 now and check that out. That's right. We only got about a page and a half of trends. We got a lot of buys as compared to last week when we had 0. Last 3 Colts games gone over. This is more, it's kind of a trend, but it's just a small sample size, just kind of letting you know informationally what's been going on. But last 3 Colts games gone over and averaged 66.3 points per game. Holy cow. Panthers games have reached 63 points in 3 of the last 5. That total is 44. More on that game later. Dallas and Philly, they have combined 12-3 to the first half over. Cowboys have scored 18.9 points per game in the first half and then only scored 9.3 points per game in the second half. They just suck in the second half, apparently. That over under in the first half is 22.5, as you can see right there. Bills, 13-6-1 against the spread the last 20 games as an underdog. They are now +2, maybe +3 in some books, or two, right in that 2.5 range against the Bengals on Sunday Night Football. And then we finish it with the Jets. It's kind of a trend, but kind of just informational. The Jets are 1-6 against the spread in the first half this year, and the Chargers are 1-6 against the spread in the second half. So, just a thought. Doesn't You don't have to do this. If you've ever bet a double result, which is a team to be ahead at halftime and then whoever's going to be ahead at the end of the game, you could go a little Chargers Jets double result. In that case, that would mean the Chargers are up at halftime, but the Jets end up winning the game. I bet you get pretty good odds there. But just throwing that out there. If you just want to bet first half for the Chargers because they are a good first half team, you go Chargers -1.5. It looks like for that line in the first half. So that's what we got for the NFL Week 9 trends. And now let's talk some Thursday Night Football. All right, let's go. We got a beauty of a game. We got the Steelers hosting the Tennessee Titans. Steelers -3, over under of 37 points. Let's talk about the game real quick before we dive into my best bet. But these are two bad offenses and not very good defenses, to be honest with you. Will Levis, the guy who is like a hero right now, he made his first NFL start last week. He had 4 touchdowns, 19 of 29 for 238 yards and 0 interceptions. He looks like the next coming of Peyton Manning, but he's not, guys. Now, he had a couple weeks to prepare for that game when he was announced a starter. He had a lot of time to prepare, and now he has to turn around on a short week in 4 days and go to Pittsburgh against a team that is able to get pressure on a quarterback. I think it's going to be a much harder test for him. I think he's going to come back down to earth a little bit. Also, in this game, Kenny Pickett sounds like he is good to go as a starting quarterback for the Steelers. Whoopee, he's not very good either. Steelers coming off a loss at home to the Jaguars last weekend. I was on the Jags in that game. That was nice. It wasn't even really as close as the scoreboard said it. But they also have Deontay Johnson in this game, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But in the last couple of games since he's been back, he's been a really huge help for Kenny Pickett. He's kind of their safety blanket. So, Steelers, they're kind of a bend but don't break defense, but they do break a decent amount. They are 30th in yards allowed, 24th in passing yards allowed, 27th in rushing yards allowed, but only 18th in points allowed. So some of it's a little lucky, as I talked about last week. When I talk about these teams, guys, I don't really like either of these teams, to be honest with you. I don't think either of them are very good. But for the Titans, I mean, the only thing they're even average at is really their run offense and run defense. They're kind of middle of the pack on both. They've struggled on the road this season, that's for sure. They're 0-3. They lost by 1 to the Saints, lost by 24 to the Browns, and lost by 7 to the Indianapolis Colts. Have I mentioned this game is absolutely ugly? Its over-under is 37 for a reason. So here we go. My best bet. I'm going to just tell you this. This isn't my best bet, but I did have a lean for the Steelers against the spread to win this game. But I'm going to go player prop. Here we go. Deontay Johnson over 56.5 receiving yards at -115 on DraftKings. Now, I just talked about him a little bit, kind of spoiled it. His third game back this season, he had 5 catches for 79 yards and 8 catches for 85 yards in those 2 games. He went over this total very, very easily. 20 targets in those 2 games combined also, which is something you love to see. That's really all you can ask for, is that he's getting a lot of volume. Just like basketball, when you bet someone who shoots 20 times and he makes 4 of them. Thank you, Cam Thomas. Anyways, Johnson is Pickett's safety blanket. Like I already talked about, Titans. This is what got me, guys. We all know the Titans suck against the pass. They have given up second most receiving yards per game to wide receivers this season. This is a dream matchup for wide receivers. I really don't see any reason why Deontay Johnson's not getting at least 57 receiving yards at this one. I think he gets around 80 yards again, to be honest with you. I also like his receptions. I think it's around 4.5, maybe a little juicy as maybe a parlay, or maybe ladder it up to 6 or 7. I think Deontay Johnson has a big game. This total is too low against the Titans. So give me Johnson over 56.5 receiving yards as my best bet on Thursday Night Football. And again, I lean the Steelers, and I guess the under on the over-under. I have no idea. That over-under is already low. So, but that's what we got. Now, before we get into the best bets, let's talk the free square for Thursday Night Football. There it is. George Pickens over a half a receiving yard is the Thursday Night Football free square. 100% first deposit match up to $250. I know some of you guys have been signing up. Sounds like it's going well. Use the promo code JABO and you can get 100% first deposit, baby. That's right. $250 just handed to you. Now, you do not have to bet that entire $250 on your first bet. That is just to get your bankroll started, and you bet whatever you want after that. But They're just handing you free money. Thrive Fantasy, eligible in over 30 states. Use that free square and pair it up with any other leg you want. You get a 2-leg parlay, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is you want to do. Take the free money and go win some more money. So there it is. Use Thrive Fantasy if you have not already. Go sign up, get some free money. Now, it's time, baby. Let's talk Week 9 NFL bets. All right, this first game for Sunday takes us out to Carolina, baby. We got the Panthers hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Colts -3, over under of 44. Now I'm going to get right into my best bet, and is the total. Give me the over 44 in this game at -110 on DraftKings. Now, the Colts have become a really bad defense lately, and you saw the trend. If you didn't see it and you fast forwarded through the trends, I don't know what you're doing, but the last three Colts games have gone over an average 66.3 points per game. Panthers games have reached 63 points in 3 of its last 5 games. It's been absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. How about that? Colts defense on the road this season 31, 22, and 37 points given up. It's just been a struggle. They have played 5 of their 8 games at home already, so this is only their fourth road game. Defenses this year, Colts dead last, giving up 28.6 points per game. The Panthers 30th, giving up 28.4 points per game. It just has not been pretty. I think, in my opinion, 44 is a low total when you have 2 of the 3 worst defenses in the league. I mean, honestly, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say the Panthers have a great offense or anything like that, but the Panthers did change to using an offensive coordinator to call plays instead of Frank Wright, which I think helps. I heard some reports saying they got less penalties, right? Feel like he had more control over the team, and they just had better play calls and things like that. Not saying their offense just lit it up last week, but they did come out with a win. But this is just too low, guys. 44, I mean, I can easily see this game being like a 27-24 type of game. Panthers just play no defense, and they keep getting more and more injuries in the secondary and on this defense. So I think it's a decent game for Bryce Young. Colts don't get a ton of pressure on quarterbacks. I think they both put up some points. Give me the over 44 as my second best bet overall. And let's move on to bet number 3. All right, this next one, we are going back to that 6-point teaser, baby. Give me the Saints -2.5 and Browns -2 at -120 on DraftKings. Now, if you haven't seen our videos or know much about teasers, I am taking 6 points to our advantage in each game, moving that line down to give me where we're at. Now, the key is crossing big numbers. Like, you want to cross the 3, the 4, the 6, the 7, things like that, and we're doing that in both of these. Let's talk about it. First one, Saints -2.5. So their spread is 8.5 right now on DraftKings. I am taking it down to 2.5. They just need to win by a field goal. They are at home against the Bears. The Bears looked absolutely awful last weekend. Bajent came back down to earth. Passing game couldn't do anything versus the worst passing defense in the NFL and the Chargers. Seriously, if you can't do anything against the Chargers pass defense, you got some issues. This Saints defense is going to be a much tougher matchup for them. Well, who isn't really against, as opposed to the Chargers? Saints offense, they're starting to click a little bit, scoring 24 and 38 points the last 2 weeks. I don't think they're a powerhouse, but Kamara has really helped. Carr seems to have settled down a little bit. We do forget this is his first, new team, and I think his career. And he's just trying to get used to this new team. So I don't think Carr's that great, but I do think the Saints have been playing much better in offense. And the Saints are just better in every aspect of this game. The Bears are just absolutely awful. Bears pass defense, honestly, 30th in pass defense right now in the league. They can pass all over him. Kamara could catch 10 passes and go for 100 yards if he wants to himself. But I just think as long as the Saints can slow down the Bears running attack, which has been decent this year with Deontay Foreman and them, as long as they can slow that down, I don't see them scoring many points. Obviously, it's not Justin Fields, so they don't have to worry about him running all over the field. Bajent isn't as mobile as him, that's for sure. So give me the Saints to just win by a field goal. Now the second leg, this is money right here, guys. Browns -2. I think they absolutely annihilate the Cardinals this weekend. I'm gonna be honest. I just think they crush them. The Cardinals will have a 5th-round rookie starting for them. They traded Josh Dobbs, as I mentioned in the beginning, and he's going to be making his first start against the best home defense in the league. Probably the best defense in the league still overall in the Cleveland Browns. That's just not pretty. I think Myles Garrett and those boys are just licking their chops. I expect the Browns to probably score a defensive touchdown. At the very least, force some turnovers. This Cardinals team, if you can't tell, they're mailing it in. They want the number 1, number 2 pick. They want a new quarterback. That's why they traded Josh Dobbs to get some more pieces and just to lose more games, to be honest with you. But the Browns at home, my goodness, they are giving up just under 13 points per game. It's crazy. Their defense is a little worse on the road. But all I need is the Browns here to win by a field goal. A field goal. I don't think the Cardinals reach their team total, by the way, which I think is around 14 and a half. I don't think they go more than 10 points. So I think the Browns annihilate them. I wouldn't be surprised if they won by 20, but all I need is to win by 3. And just a heads up, in a teaser, if you have a push, it is a loss. So if the Browns were to win by 2, it is a loss for me. But I don't think that's the case. So give me the Browns -2. Give me the Saints -2.5 at -120. And let's move on to that next bet. All right, my final bet takes us out to Baltimore. We got the Ravens hosting my Seattle Seahawks. Ravens -6, over under of 44. This is my last bet before we get into that trends parlay. And I'm back on my team again, guys. They came through for me last weekend. Again, I am not somebody who just likes to bet my team. I'm usually a little more cautious about this. But Seahawks +6, that is a lot of points, guys, for this team. Now, Seahawks have been one of the best defenses in the league the last 3 weeks. And like I mentioned earlier, they added Leonard Williams to make that defensive line much stronger. They had a little weakness there. I think he'll be able to get some pressure from the interior. I think he'll be able to help stop the run, which they don't really need because the Seahawks are a top 3 run defense. Yes, the Ravens have been solid, but I think they're getting a little overvalued because of that one dominant performance that we all remember when they crushed the Detroit Lions. That game snowballed quickly. Games like that happen in the NFL sometimes. The Ravens have been impressive. I'm not going to sit here and say they haven't, but this is still a team that just beat the Cardinals by 7 last week, that lost to the Steelers, that lost to the Colts. So let's just pump the brakes on the Ravens a little bit. I picked them to win the division. I think they're a good team. That was before the season, by the way. The Bengals are coming hard right now, but if the Seahawks would have scored a touchdown when they had 4 tries at the goal line against the Bengals, they would be on a 6-game winning streak and 6-1 in the season. Would this line be still at +6? I don't know about that. Or if the Ravens didn't just have that one crazy game against the Lions, would we be looking at maybe 3 or 4? I think this is just more of a value pick here with the Seahawks +6. We got 2 good defenses. I think this is going to be kind of a lower scoring game. And whenever you have a lower scoring game and you're getting almost a full touchdown, an extra point here at 6 points, I'll take it. So give me the Seahawks +6 as my final best bet for week 9. And let's get into the trends parlay. All right, let's go. It's trends parlay time, and we got a juicy one. Give me the Chiefs money line under 37.5, Minnesota, Atlanta, and the Raiders team total under 19.5. All that put together is +556 on DraftKings. Again, these are not official bets, but so far we're up a few units on the year. Here we go. First one, Chiefs money line. The trend, because I got to mention it, the Chiefs are 16-3 straight up after a loss since Mahomes became a starter. That's insane, guys. They've only lost 2 or more games in a row 3 times since Mahomes been a starter. It's mind-boggling to me. Now, I throw away the game last week. It's against a division rival. I know it's the Broncos. It didn't look pretty, guys, but apparently Mahomes was sicker than sick. That's for sure. So I'm going to throw that one out. The Chiefs are one of those top 10 teams. They're actually like a top 2 team, to be honest with you, that we talk about where the Dolphins usually struggle against. The only even decent to good teams the Dolphins have faced, and I know we've talked about this before, and I've won some bets fading them. The Dolphins beat the Chargers by 2. They lost to the Bills by 28, lost to the Eagles by 14. The Chiefs are a good team. Chiefs are a top 10 defense. The only weird thing about this game is it's in Germany, so who the heck knows what's going to happen? Maybe they're going to be drinking a lot of beer the day before they're out in Germany. But weird things can happen when you go across the pond to play some football. But give me the Chiefs to bounce back. Better quarterback, better head coach. I like the Chiefs to win and a better defense. That's for sure. I think the Chiefs can score quite a bit on this Dolphins defense. Although I will say, with possibly Xavier Howard back to match with Jalen Ramsey, that does help that secondary out in the Miami. But give me the Chiefs money line. Next leg, under 37.5, Minnesota, Atlanta. The trend here, 2 teams have combined to go under in 11 of the 14 games. And the quarterback matchup in this game, guys, Jaron Hall and Taylor Heineke. Wow. The Vikings have also gone under this game total in all 3 road games. They've never reached this 37-point total. Still no Justin Jefferson. I'd be surprised if he ever comes back this year, to be honest. Why rush him back? In this one, I see a 17-13 type of game. As long as there's not like crazy pick sixes all over the place, this one should be going under, guys. Jaron Hall, like, we know nothing about him. He's like a 5th-round rookie. Taylor Heineke plays hard. I like him. I think he's an upgrade over Desmond Ritter, so I think it's a good move by Atlanta. But we know Atlanta's offense can kind of struggle. So give me the under 37.5 in that game. And the last one, this is just crazy to me. The Raiders team total under 19.5. They have gone under their team total in all 8 games. That is the trend we're following. They have scored over 19.5 points this year 1 time. And it was 21 to the Patriots. Imagine being an NFL franchise that is absolutely incapable of scoring more than 21 points in a single game. Just imagine that. Imagine being the owner, the GM, the fans, everybody. Jimmy G was and always has been a fraud. Seriously, fraud. Now, is Brock Purdy, by the way, hot take? Is he kind of a Jimmy G like, where he's good in the San Francisco system when everyone's wide open, you got a good line and all that? I don't know. We're going to find out. But Jimmy G can't throw deep. He's throwing interception after interception, giving them away like he's Oprah. I mean, it has not been pretty. Devontae Adams is mad. Head coach just got fired. Give me the Raiders team total under 19.5 yet again. That is the trends parlay. Now, let's talk that head-to-head bet with myself. All right, it's head-to-head bet time, and it's just me. Like I said, Ryan is not feeling well, so he is not on the camera today. But we did text. I did not just pick a game and make him go with it. No, I did not do that. Even though I am desperate for a win, I am now 3-5 in head-to-head. Ryan is 5-3. So here we go. I got the Eagles -3. He's got the Cowboys +3. One of the biggest games of the week. And by the way, we got a lot of big games this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. But Cowboys are, let me just explain my part because this is great. Ryan can't even rebuttal, can't argue. This is just phenomenal. Cowboys flying high after the demolishing of a bad Rams team last week. And the Cowboys kind of remind me of the Dolphins. The fact that they kind of look really, really good against bad teams and then struggle against the good teams. So Cowboys have been kind of hit and miss when getting pressure to the quarterback, which is surprising. We thought Micah Parsons and these boys would be one of the best teams in the league, but they just haven't done it. And now they go up against one of the best O lines in the league for the Philadelphia Eagles. Cowboys kind of struggle to run the ball. Pollard hasn't had the year they all thought, and now they're going up against the Eagles, which is probably the number one overall run defense. So that means Dak is going to have to step up. That's right, Dak. Can Dak step up against a top tier team and win a game on the road? I really don't see it. Can he even keep it close? I don't see it. Give me the Eagles -3 in this game. I also like the under. I think it's a sneaky under bet. But I got the Eagles. Ryan, what do you think on this? Cowboys +3. All right, good point. I agree. Eagles -3. Put Team Ryan, Team Steven in the comments. Let us know what side you're on. I know you guys are sick of putting Team Steven and I keep losing. This is it, guys. We're getting a winner here. We're going to move to 4-5. It's a long season, only halfway there. I feel a streak coming on. So that's what we got. I got Eagles -3. He's got Cowboys +3. And let's check out that bets recap. All right, there it is. That is the Week 9 Best Bets card. Again, I am up over 10 units on these bets for this video, so let's keep it rolling. Deontay Johnson over 56.5 receiving yards on Thursday Night Football at -115. Let's see if we can get like what they call a streak on primetime games, which would be 2 wins in a row. And then the over 44 in the Colts and Panthers game. I never thought I'd be taking an over with anything involved in the Panthers, but I am. And then a 6-point teaser, Saints -2.5, Browns -2, -120 on DraftKings. Again, I would not take a teaser if the books are giving you -130 or -140 for 6 points, and I know some books are changing to that. But next one, my Seattle Seahawks +6 at Baltimore, -110. And then that trends parlay, oh, how nice this would be. +556, Chiefs money line, under 37.5, Vikings, Falcons, Raiders team total, under 19.5. That's what we got for that. Ryan's bets out sick. Yes, he has struggled with his bets lately. That is not why he's out right now, but he's just out sick. It is what it is. So maybe it's a good thing. He's going to regroup, and he'll be back getting us some winners in Week 10. And then the Week 9 head-to-head bet, Eagles -3 for me, Cowboys +3 for him. You see the record. I don't need to tell you about it. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, any other added plays are in the pinned comments. Thank you guys for watching. That was a lot of fun. I love these NFL videos on Wednesday night. A reminder, the NFL player props video will be out late Friday night, as always. And we got NBA, obviously, every night except for the Thursday games. Only 4 games slate. We will not be able to get to it, but I'll have a short out for those. So thank you guys for the support every single day. I cannot thank you and appreciate it enough. You guys are awesome. You're making this a lot of fun and making us want to grind day in and day out. So enjoy some football. Enjoy some basketball. We'll talk to you soon.